Alright, my lovers, today we need to talk yet again. It's still January, so you know what we're doing. It's the transfer window. Right, let's get straight into reacting to James Alcott's list of one transfer each Euro giant should make then.
This video is called One Transfer Every European Powerhouse Should Make that Joe Tomlinson will, in a couple of days, react to.
Nah, I got to mix it up eventually, haven't you? You know, you can only copy James Alcott and Thogden so many weeks in a row before you just feel completely and utterly ashamed. So today we're going to be ranking one crazy rumour from all 20 Premier League sides. We've got 4 categories. Today we've got going to happen, so that'll be me basically predicting. It will be want to see it, can't see it, and zero chance. No chance. Fat chance. No chance in hell. You get the picture. We're starting with Arsenal's rumour then, and it's going to be Youri Tielemans, who of course has a contract up in 2023, and his agent, you know, he's been doing the old Mino Raiola job. The tour of the training grounds, reportedly spotted at Arsenal's training ground. Charlie Watts reporting that one, who, according to George Wright, tier 1 for Arsenal. And I personally love Youri Tielemans. I think he is a genuinely sensational footballer that could comfortably cut it at the Champions League. He does have his doubters. You know, Patrick van Straten, pretty unconvinced about Tielemans, particularly his defensive output, isn't he? But, you know, Pat's not right about everything. Let's not forget he once called Phil Foden just a guy. So I've got him in front of me here, you know, his FB ref, and you can see clearly fantastic on the ball, fantastic in advanced positions. Doesn't have to do as much defensive work because he's alongside Wilfred and Ndidi. That's not part of his job, but I still think he could up these defensive numbers if he was in a system where he needed to. This would be an amazing signing for Arsenal. Let's absolutely have it right, but can't see it. Can't see it. I think Youri Tielemans is going to have better offers than Arsenal. Unless they get in the Champions League. If they make top 4, then that might just happen. But at the moment, I think, you know, maybe a Liverpool might be interested, even a Manchester City. I think Youri Tielemans is going to be hot property in the summer. Next up, we've got Luis Suarez, who apparently chomping at the bit to get this move done to Aston Villa. But there's absolutely zero chance of it happening. 0.0000% chance of it happening. I know that Steven Gerrard has got the pulling power, but he's not getting the old band back together. Let's have it right. This was Gerard Romero reporting this, the Barcelona-based journalist, and I'm just not having it. I'm calling him out. I think it's bullshit. Category A bullshit. Inter Miami, I've also seen him linked to, but he's got 7 goals in 13 games. You know, Atletico are in the Champions League. I don't see why Diego Simeone weakens his squad in this position. He's not the player he once was, and he's not going to Aston Villa. I think one to keep your eye on at Aston Villa, I've got a little gut feeling about Nat Phillips. I think there might be a centre-back light, and old Nathaniel Phillips could fill that role. Stevie G, them Liverpool connections, just pulling him in. Keep your eyes peeled. Next up, we've got Christian Eriksen to Brentford. Cannot believe this rumour when it first broke, but obviously has some validity to it. Some very reliable outlets reporting it, including The Athletic, who I think broke the story. And they've got a huge Danish connection. Thomas Frank managed Christian Eriksen at under 17 level. They've got 8 first-team players that are of Danish descent. And they do need some creativity in the middle of the park, don't they? Ivan Toney's goal output has dried up a little bit, other than when he's playing against Manchester United. I think mainly down to the fact he's having to drop deep, flick the ball onto Mbeumo. I want to see him in the box way more. So I would personally love to see it happen. Love it. Thomas Frank going to have to screw his head back on, though, because, you know, Gucci Ralph has got him rattled. If he can screw his head back on, I think Christian Eriksen will be a great sign. I want to see it, but I'm not 100% sure it's going to happen. At Brighton, a crazy rumour I saw, Brereton Diaz being linked there for about £20 million. Of course, he's out of contract in the summer at Blackburn. He's flying, isn't he? What is it, 20-odd goals in about 20 games? I think there was 1,000 to 1 odds of him hitting 20 league goals at the start of the season, and he's already done it, and we're not even into February, which is just obscene. I bet a few people had 10 quid on that as well and have absolutely raked it in. He's obviously a very, very talented player, but why would Blackburn let him go when they are fully in the hunt for an automatic promotion place? I think they're level on points with second place. They stand a very good shot of getting automatically promoted to the Premier League, which is worth an awful lot more than £20 million. it's a £20 million gamble, because if you don't get promoted and you lose him for free, it's a disaster. But it might be worth taking. So for me, I'm going to put Brereton Diaz in. I can't see it happening just because of that promotion push. I think it would take an offer in excess of £20 million to make that happen. You know, if you started talking ridiculous numbers, they might be tempted. But I can't see Brighton doing that. They're too smart. Next up, we got Burnley. And this one's Christian Benteke. We could have finally seen Benteke go to Burnley. Do you remember when he accidentally updated his Twitter bio to this? I've got it on screen now. Burnley. And then he had to tweet saying, not joining Burnley, I'm joining Crystal Palace. Could we finally see Benteke at Burnley? Can't see it. Can't see it. Doesn't want to leave London. I think it would take not a huge amount of money to get him out, but might be quite expensive in terms of wages. He'd probably want a relegation release clause. At times this season, the link-up with Edouard's been good. 4 goals this season. Not amazing, but for Benteke, it's 4 goals. I can't see it, though. Staying put. Next up, we've got Ronald Araujo to Chelsea. A rumour that has sprung up, of course, because of his contractual situation. He's got 18 months left on his deal. I saw yesterday, Barcelona fans, tell me if this is fake news or not, that he's earning €1 million a season? A season? Given Barcelona's wage structure, how's that possible? €1 million a season. I think he's a really talented player, and I obviously saw Xavi saying this week that his contract is a priority for the club. No surprise there. They cannot afford to lose Ronald Araujo for... I mean, they can't afford to lose him, let alone for anything. Especially when you've got the likes of an ageing Piqué in the side. It's crucial to keep players of this calibre. Chelsea obviously interested with Rudiger out of contract. Christensen looking unlikely to sign a new one as well. When one of the most talented young centre-backs in the world becomes available on the market, Chelsea are going to be interested. I, again, can't see it happening. I think this is going to be one that is a big contractual play. I think we can already see what's going to happen here, because this is the craziest rumours of the January window. The majority are going to go in, can't see it. Most of them are bull. Let's do Crystal Palace next then, and this one, as you can see, is about Aaron Ramsey being linked there. I mean, he's had COVID, he's been injured, he can't get a game, Allegri hates him. I don't think the fans particularly like him at the moment, given that he supposedly rejected moves to Wolves, to Burnley, to Newcastle. He's earning an awful lot of money. But Crystal Palace don't need Aaron Ramsey. They're progressing in a different direction. They've got an extremely talented bunch of young attacking midfielders in Eze, in Elise, in Conor Gallagher. Will Hughes can play in there if you need him to as well. Where does Aaron Ramsey fit? And what's the point? He hasn't got the legs to play in that Palace system, I don't think. Let's not forget it's nearly a decade since that 13-14 season where he was just unplayable. Pointless signing, huge wages. Zero chance. At Everton, we're not doing a player, we're doing a manager. We're doing Jose Mourinho's return to the Premier League. Of course, he's 7th in Serie A at the moment, with Roma having an extremely mixed time of it. I think Roma fans are of the opinion, if Jose can't fix it, nobody can. I'm not sure I agree. But nevertheless, Everton have supposedly reached out to him. He's rejected that advance. They're focusing now on Wayne Rooney and Frank Lampard. Also saw that Fabio Cannavaro is being interviewed. Fabio Cannavaro. Have a look at this managerial history then. So yeah, I think this would be a pretty horrible appointment anyway. Just wouldn't work. Huge clashes with the ownership I could see happening. 0% chance Jose goes to Everton. Next up, we got Brandon Aaronson to Leeds United. Of course, a £15 million bid rejected by RB Salzburg for the United States international midfielder. I actually read today in The Athletic that Leeds are considering making a bid of upwards of £20 million now. They want him bad in this window. I think that would make him, correct me if I'm wrong here, the second most expensive American player of all time behind Christian Pulisic. Salzburg obviously extremely keen to keep him, given that they are in the hunt yet again for another Austrian league title. They're in the Champions League round of 16 against Bayern Munich, right? He's a vital player in their system, and at 21, looks extremely exciting. Now, this is obviously the part of the game that Marcelo Bielsa is looking at in terms of an attacking midfielder in this Leeds unit that can progress the ball a little bit and do huge defensive output. Brendan Aaronson ticks all of those boxes at his age. I mean, his pressures, successful pressures, are huge. As a defensive sort of advanced 8, he's extremely effective. Now, I'm not going to pretend I've seen every Salzburg game this season playing in Austria, but when I've seen him play, he's just a nuisance. Really good on the ball as well, but an absolute nuisance off it. And Bielsa must obviously love that. He apparently sees it as a big career step up as well to go and work under Bielsa at Leeds. I think given that Leeds are willing to go to 20 to 25 to absolutely smash out records for this young man, I think this one is going to happen. I can see this one getting done. I know Salzburg don't want to sell, but they're not going to be turning down money like that. So I'm going to be going for going to happen. At Leicester, I spoke about him 2 weeks ago on the loan moves video. It has to be Malang Sarr. I really want to see this happen. I actually like Malang Sarr an awful lot. Still only 22 years old. I think that for Leicester, he's a huge upgrade, given I watched Hamza Chowdhury play in a back three against Tottenham Hotspur when they conceded those 3 goals. Soyuncu and Vestergaard alongside each other was a painful watch. Malang Sarr would instantly come in and probably be their best centre-back right now. So, yeah, I want to see it happen for Leicester's sake. Next up, we've got one of my favourite wingers in world football. It is Raphinha. I mean, what a brute this guy is. Output machine, dribble machine. When you watch him, he gets you off your seat. Obviously, the link to Liverpool. Zero chance it's going to happen now in this window. In fact, I was reading an Athletic article this morning that he's actually in talks to sign a new contract and wants to sign a new contract at Leeds United, which would be a huge dub for them. I just hope he includes a release clause within that because he is so sensational. 15 goals and assists last season in 30 games, 10 in 18 this season. He gets better every time I watch him. I would love to see him go to Bayern Munich. I would love to see that move happen. Please don't go to Liverpool because he's such a good player, so exciting to watch. Don't want to have to watch him tearing it up under Klopp. Bayern Munich, that'd be perfect. Out to Germany, watch your highlights every now and then. Please don't move to another top Premier League side. Next up, we've got Manchester City, and this one's a weird one. This is one of the crazier rumours that someone sent in. Joao Felix. Now, this is obviously coming off the back of, I don't know whether you guys saw it, but there was a leaked voice note. A leaked voice note from Jorge Mendes in 2019 when he was talking about Joao Felix potentially leaving and joining one of the big European super clubs before he got his move to Atletico. As you can see in this article, it says on the recording, Mendes can be heard saying the Benfica president insisted that I bring in a proposal of 120 million euros and I already have 4. This is before he went to Atleti. The best thing for Joao Felix would be Manchester City. Now, it's obviously come off the back of that and a fairly poor / underwhelming season this year under Diego Simeone, where rumours have started to spring up that he could leave this window. He won't leave this window. There's a spoiler. He's only started 4 La Liga games this season. I know he's had continuous injury problems, but if things don't start to change at Atletico Madrid, I can see him drying up and not hitting the heights people talked about him hitting. But I'm going to put him in 0% chance anyway, because we know he's not going to City. It's a crap rumour. Manchester United's craziest rumour then. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot to dig through, but I think it's probably John McGinn joining this window. He's not leaving Aston Villa. He's 27 years old. I think Manchester United might well be interested for him in the summer. He is an all-action centre mid, and United need more than one in the summer. They need more than one, with Mata leaving, with Lingard leaving, with Matic potentially going, Paul Pogba leaving, Donny potentially leaving. United are going to need more than one centre mid. And John McGinn, I am a huge fan of. I mean, his numbers aren't incredible statistically. I mean, non-penalty goals, really good. But then look at that XG. That's because most of his goals are worldies. And shot creating actions are really good. Nothing else really jumps out at you, does it, other than his ability to dribble past players. But when you watch John McGinn, the eye test shows you a fantastic, dynamic pitbull of a central midfielder. So I would take John McGinn at United, but I think the fee to get him out of Villa would be obscene. So I just can't see this one happening. I think I'm going to stick it in that category. Let's go to Diego Carlos to Newcastle then. Ridiculous. Sevilla to Newcastle. You know, I mean, are they hosting the Europa League final as well this year? They are competing for the La Liga title. Not going to win it. Madrid are going to win it, but they're competing for it. He's got an €80 million buyout clause. Sevilla want in the region of 50 million for him, which is a huge fee. A huge fee for a guy who is, 29 very, very soon. The old argument there is 28 to 29. But it's a big amount of money. There was also the whole Instagram fiasco where El Chiringuito released his quote saying, I want to stay here for a long time. Then he put on his Instagram a video of El Chiringuito being like, you talk rubbish, this isn't true, even though he did actually say that. It's all very bizarre. Very, very bizarre. I think he's a good player. I think he's a real leader. Very good on the ball, but he is a head loss. He is a head loss. He's got a Granit Xhaka moment in him. Do you know what? I want to see it. I just want to see... It'd be carnage. So I just want to see it. Diego Carlos to Newcastle. It would be funny. Let's do Southampton then, and this one is a permanent move for Armando Broja. Now, he's currently on loan at the club. Chelsea seem pretty reluctant to sell. There have been a few kind of little rumours that he might be available for around the £20 million mark. He's a rare case this season, the number 9 doing well. The majority of them have been this season. Seriously, look at the actual out-and-out 9s in the league. Very few of them doing well. Armando Broja, for a first season of consistent Premier League football, looks great. He looks even better off the ball than he looks on it, and he looks pretty good on it. His pressure numbers and his defensive actions are obscene. For a Southampton team that like to press high, they like to play the 4-2-2-2, he's perfect. He really is perfect. Not the best non-penalty expected goals you'll ever see, but he's getting better in front of goal, and he's just a machine under Hasenhüttl. However, Chelsea hold all the cards here. He signed a new 5-year contract in the summer. They don't need to sell him. They sold Tammy Abraham last summer, so there's no real backup number 9 to Romelu Lukaku on the cards. I suppose you could count to Kai Havertz or a Timo Werner, but I could see them holding until the summer, bringing Broja back into the fold, having him as the sort of competing 9 with Romelu Lukaku, and not sanctioning a sale. I want to see it happen, so I'm going to put it in that category. Love the fit, but in my gut, I just don't think it's gonna. Let's do Tottenham Hotspur then, and get the klaxon going, George. The Ndombele leaving klaxon, that is, because he's finally going out on loan to PSG, by all accounts. They finally shipped Ndombele. PSG, if they do agree to cover all of his loan wages and potentially add an option to buy, are taking that player. And I'm sure Ndombele is sprinting, maybe for the first time this season, out of London. But that's not the rumour we're discussing anyway, is it? It's Franck Kessie potentially coming in to replace him. A few rumours that Spurs might move early in order to fight off competition in the summer, pay a fee to Milan, get the player in. He's out of contract, let's not forget. But again, why would Milan sell in this position? They're 2 points off of the top of the table. They're in a title race for the first time in ages. 16 appearances this season. He's a vital cog in the team. He's fantastic on the ball, Franck Kessie. Great ball progression numbers. He's not brilliant off it. And that's in Italy. So that would concern me if I was Antonio Conte. But you might be thinking I compare him with Højbjerg and Skip. They'll do the running for him. Not overly convinced, but a great player. I can't see it in January. I just can't see it. I think Milan would be so foolish to sell him. But they are generally quite foolish, Milan. So you never know. Let's do Watford very quickly. They're being linked with Rhys Williams, who is, of course, recalled from his loan at Swansea. Hasn't really worked out down there. I think it was just 4 starts in the Championship. Not great. If he wasn't cutting it for Swansea in the Championship, is he going to cut it for Watford in the Prem, who've looked incredibly porous as it is? I'm unconvinced, but he might be a budget option. What I can actually see happening is Rhys Williams coming back into the fold to allow Nat Phillips to go out on a permanent deal to Aston Villa. But this one for me, is a zero chancer. The last two are absolute zero chancers. These are the two craziest rumours by far we've got today. Eden Hazard to West Ham. I couldn't find the original report on this, but people were talking about it online. People were tweeting me to speak about this nonsense. Oh, where do these rumours come from, man? Eden Hazard to West Ham. I don't think he would even start for West Ham. I would not be starting Eden Hazard over Jared Bowen. Seriously. So stick him straight in zero chance. The next zero chancer is at Wolves, and this was a rumour that sprung up in Spain. I think it was Sport that reported it first, and it's an Ousmane Dembele Adama Traore swap deal. I mean, Ousmane Dembele is going to leave, very clearly. The reason he's going to leave is he wants upwards of 250, 300,000 euros a week. Wolves are not paying him that. Wolves are not going to be paying anything like that for Ousmane Dembele. No club has offered him a pre-contract, by the way. He's out of contract in the summer. In fact, one club have, and it's Newcastle. I don't know what Ousmane Dembele does. He might end up at Bayern Munich taking a huge old wage cut to play at a top side. It worked much better for him in Germany. But Wolves, 0% chance. I think they rejected 15 mil yesterday for Adama Traore off Spurs, by the way. So, alright, so that was my list of the craziest January rumours. Some of them are awful. Some of them have some validity. Aaronson, for instance. I want to know what you guys at home think of these rumours. Are there any other crazy ones that I should have included? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.